All right, I was just reminiscing about some of our fall hikes. I was going to say fikes. Some of our fall hikes we did this summer and spring and even in the fall. We've been on a couple this winter, but not too many. We had like one of the rainiest Januaries in Washington. I think it almost hit records, but we've had a couple sunny patches, so hopefully we won't. But the amount of rain per day was just drenching. I went on a walk one morning and I wasn't dry till the evening, I swear. But it was just so nice. But I'm going to show you a couple dishes that are really good winter, filling dishes. Well, this first one is a good filling dish, and then the second's kind of like a nice grab and go meal. And I'm really excited that you joined us today. And check out our Costco haul because it shows all of some of the ingredients I bought to go in these meals. And then you can see, okay, so that's where she got this or that and this and that. And I hope I did a thorough job. Thanks for cooking with me today. And if you have sunshine, please enjoy it. All right, so this recipe I got off, it's the ham fried rice, and I got it off Let's Dish. I just kind of Googled the recipe and saw the ratings. I didn't follow it exactly to a T. I used mixed vegetables instead of just frozen peas. And then I added my eggs differently into my fried rice than they did in the actual recipe. So if you want to know how I did that, just stick around and see it. And then so here's my ingredients. See the mixed vegetables and then the ham. Oh my gosh. So that's the boar's head ham from Fred Meyer. And I accidentally bought $30 worth of it because I apparently didn't do the math. So then we used it for a ton of other meals. And so I probably used about $8 worth for this meal alone. Here I am dicing the onions. And I had a candle because it started to make me cry. So I just brought the candle nearby. And let's hope I don't cut off my finger. I am not a professional cutter by any means. Dicer, chopper, slicer, whatever. Jessie has better knife skills than me. I just am trying not to cut my finger. It takes me a lot of attention, like in my brain, to focus to even cut this, so I'm not thinking 1,000 other things. And I'm like, okay, Lacey, cut this onion. Do not cut yourself. And so now I'm doing the garlic. I like to get a whole bunch of garlic out and just smash it so it comes out of the peel either. I cannot stand, is it called the shell? The shell of the garlic. Like, I'm too cheap to buy the pre-diced stuff or the pre-peeled. I'll buy the heads of garlic, and this garlic you can tell is getting green on the inside, but I try not to waste. I don't use the mushy pieces, obviously, but if it has green, I hope it's not bad for me. And if you see a little dog in this, it's my dad's dog that I'm watching for him. His name is Ari, and he's an Italian Greyhound, and we get to watch him about whenever my dad goes to his dad for like 2 weeks. So my kids like having a rental dog. We used to have a dog, but he is in heaven now, and so it's nice to get to have a family pet occasionally. I do not miss the full-time pet care, but my dad calls it coming to fat camp because I take his dog on frequent walks. So I cut up some green onions and didn't film that. I think I saved the green onions for like the end topping, and then I'm cutting the bell pepper. I think it called for green in the recipe, but I could be wrong. But I wanted more rainbow colors, so I did red. Because who doesn't want to eat the rainbow every day? I know I do. And then this was a really you had to chop a lot of vegetables. So if you wanted to chop the vegetables ahead of time for this recipe, you totally could. And then I didn't make my rice ahead of time because I wasn't thinking. And so if I would have thought about it, I would have made it called for 4 cups of rice. I would have made my rice ahead, like the day before, because it's better if it's been in the fridge to make fried rice with. And I just had to use mine right out of the rice cooker. So it was a little moister, I guess I would say. It didn't get as dried out as I would have hoped. So here's my ham, and the thickness is like I asked for like a pinky finger slice. So I asked the guy at the deli for 5 slices. I believe the boar's head was like $11.99 a pound. So I ended up buying $30, like I was saying, worth of ham. You can buy private selection ham that's just like Fred Meyer. I think they have it at Kroger. I don't know. And it would be way cheaper than this. So please do not go buy $30, especially if you were trying to budget like I was for this meal and not spend a ton of money. Luckily, we ended up making split pea soup, I believe, and Jesse, our power ended up going out, so we were going to lose all the meat, and Jesse saved it and used it for eggs. So he had some expensive eggs and scrambled eggs, and here I'm just kind of like dicing it into small little amounts and just like bite-sized pieces. And that's all you need is just one slice of that, and that's plenty. So here I've added some olive oil, and then it says on the recipe to put some crushed red pepper in it. I didn't want to add too much because I wanted the kids to try this meal and not like Giselle. She can stand like this much, but if I put like too much black pepper in items, like her tolerance has gotten better over time, but her tolerance has been pretty low. And then I'm adding the garlic, which I thought was really interesting because I don't want to burn the garlic, but it added flavor to the oil and kind of like opened up I want to say pores, but I don't think that's correct. It opened its pores. It's exfoliating the garlic. And just mix that up a bit. I really like this pan. My mom had bought it for me. I like how it has the handle on each end. I make a ton of stuff in it. It's my favorite to make like chicken fettuccine in. It's so nice and big, can hold so much food. I mean, days, you'll have leftover for days when you cook in this size pan. What's it called? But now I added the ham, and I don't know, I think I'm going to brown it. You can just see it cooking and getting all fragranty. I'm turning the burner down because I probably had it too high. And it's smoking. I can see Jesse walking around. We're probably listening to some music. We watched The Bridgerton on Netflix. That was really fun to watch. I just love period pieces that transport you to a different time, and the music was not like, I like watching the classics like Emma and Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility with Gwyneth Paltrow, and those are just so much fun to me. And I watched, what was that other one? I don't remember, but I'll have to remember and get back to you. But I really love watching those type of movies. So while I know this was not accurate of some pieces, like the music, it's fun to go back in time. But I added the garlic, diced garlic, and I think it says like cook it for 5 minutes or something. I don't know. Just cook it till it's done. And it was so garlicky and onion. I could just eat this. And then I'm going to add my vegetables because they're frozen. I didn't steam them. And look at how many different colors this dish has. I had the red bell peppers, orange, yellow, green. I don't have blue, but it's almost the rainbow. I mean, I'd say that's pretty good. And then you're adding the white clouds, rice with the rainbow. But look how pretty that is. I want to make this again now watching this video. What am I adding here? Is that my water? Am I adding something? What am I doing? Ooh, making a mess. It calls for 4 cups of rice. So like I said, this is out of my rice cooker. And look at all that rice. That is so much. So now I'm going to mix the rice up in here. It was kind of weird. It's kind of hard to mix around. But it's fun, trying to make it meld with the vegetables and all that. So after the rice cooks in, the next thing we'll want to add is the egg. And it's not too, the rice is already cooked, so you're just kind of like blending everything together. And look how fast it is. It's already mixing and it's already looking authentic. Look at it, looks real. I did it. I've made it. And then I add liquid aminos. I was saying in another one that I made today that the next, I already bought one, but I want to, instead of liquid aminos, try and buy aminos that is soy free, because this brand, it is not soy free. So if you're looking for soy free liquid aminos, Bragg's is not the way to go. At least this one that I've been buying isn't. If I am wrong, I will stand corrected, because I am not perfect and I do not know everything. Can you believe it? I do not know everything. I'm going to grab the eggs. I've made a little area here and I've sprayed it down just so they're not extra sticky. And it doesn't really need, too many. I only put 2 eggs in there. You'd think it'd be more to make it. I mean, if you want bigger amounts, you could put more. Like if you see me walk behind, I'm always washing my hands. So I go do that a lot in the videos. Oh, there's the dog scratching my back. But I always am watching. That looks creepy. I am always washing my hands. And so if I go behind the camera, it's because I am cleaning my hands and I'm very sanitary. And I actually made them bleed this winter from washing them too much. But that is not something you want to hear right now. But this is, now I'm just starting to incorporate some of the rice with the eggs now that they're getting more incorporated and thicker and more consistent in the dish. I just don't like having a pan, when the eggs are like you have to scrape them off of it. That is like my least favorite pan to clean. And then here's the finished product. Ta-da! That was mine. It's just in a small, tiny, like 4-inch bowl. And then I added cashews on top. So this is from Funny's Family. It's an egg roll skillet. I'll say the only thing we did different is we did a spring roll wrapper, because I didn't want to make egg roll wrappers, and Jessie is gluten free. So I would have had to make my own egg roll wrappers. If you've ever done that, I've done it before. I made pot stickers. It's not very hard. There's some good pot sticker recipes out there that are gluten free, but I just wanted to go, since we were already having a heavy rice dish and we were eating these together, I just did it this way. So I'm using the green onions. I don't know if they were for the other one or this one. So I have to cut the cabbage, and it is not an easy thing to do. Cabbage is pretty big. I had to get out a big knife. I'm not allowed to use big knives, as I was saying, that I am not that knife skilled, and Jesse has better, he cuts the, he can measure perfectly on the, size. Everything is, the same size. True chef. He is not a chef, but I just like to pretend he is. But I'm the one making most of the meals because he works. By the time he's home, it is 8:30 and he just finished his workout and he just ate dinner tonight. So he is not up for cooking and just ready to relax and get ready for the day tomorrow. So I cut up the cabbage, adding it into the bowl just because it's nice to keep it contained, and there's so much of it. It's not expensive to buy, and it really goes a long way. You can make, I think we saved it and we're going to make coleslaw with it, or we did make coleslaw with it. I don't remember what we did with part of it. But it was so much we didn't need to use the whole amount for this recipe. 1 head of cabbage I don't think we used for this. I cut it all up and then we saved part of it. But like I said, our power went out slightly after this time. And then it was out for 2 days. So we lost some of the food in the fridge. Luckily, Jesse brought a generator home from work we live in Washington in the Pacific Northwest, and so we have a lot of tall evergreens in our neighborhood. I just have to take a drink of water real quick. Sorry. But we have a lot of tall evergreens, and so if there's a windstorm, you have a chance of like a tree fell on a power pole, and so the transformer fell, all the cables fell, and so that's why our repair took longer than just like a branch falling on a line. They actually had to have multiple crews. Like they had 3, 4 power trucks when I drove by out there, on day 2 trying to repair it for all of us, and we're so appreciative because they're out, like when the power goes out and when they get the phone call, these guys are out in the windstorm. And they are. So now here I just added the sausage, and I'm just using my spatula. It's a fish spatula, by the way, to break it down. But and just brown it into smaller. I know there's people that have that little gadget thing that does this twisty thing. I don't even know. And it's like X-shaped on the bottom to break up your meat. We are not that fancy. I try to keep minimal tools. You can see Jesse is I'm cracking up. He looks like a socks with sandal guy. If you've ever seen those commercials, hey, socks with sandals guy, you're one of us. Don't worry, he doesn't wear that out in public. That is just like his house shoe. But I am cracking up seeing it because we look like true Pacific Northwest people. Do you ever feel like, come on, meat brown? But now I'm going to start getting, after the meat's brown, I'm going to start getting look at, it's really going now. But I'm really going to start getting the side area ready for the spring rolls. And, well, they're like spring egg rolls. I don't even know what to advertise them because they have the egg roll filling, but the spring roll wrapper. So it's like if a spring roll and an egg roll had a baby. That is what I am making. It's really light. Like the spring rolls are so light and airy. It's really refreshing not to have, with the fried rice, not to have all that carb type heavy meal at once. So it's a good meal to have together. And you're definitely getting your fill of pork because the ham and you could leave the ham out and just have egg and then have the pork in here. But we're going to add the cabbage, and it's going to look like a ton. But it really cooks down, quite fast. And so if you're ever making something and are like, oh no, I made too much, if it's a vegetable, it will just cook way down. So voila, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, check out our other ones. We're going to be coming out with a few more cooking ones and some shopping ones soon, and hopefully hiking. And remember, always rise with shine.